And I came home and started wondering about that, and I asked Clinton about it. He says, well, Jim, several ventriloquists have tried that, and then after a few days, they say, I can't do that. So it's a different skill altogether to have those two hands going at the same time. Have you ever tried that hand rods on puppets?
Well, when I was out there, can't remember what year. One of the first years I went, Dan did a lecture on the hand rods, and I bought a set. And in fact, I've got them back on one of my shelves, and I've been thinking about picking them up again and using them. At the time, I just couldn't figure out the hand manipulation. Even though he showed me and he put them in my hand, I just couldn't get it. And so I didn't do anything with them. And then Mayor's doing a course with Dan on puppet manipulation. It's called Master Manipulation. And at the last convention, I went in a few days early, as did Dan. We flew in, and I sat up in a room with him, and we recorded hours of video for this course. And it's phenomenal. I mean, it shows the hands close up. It shows all the movement. You can, we're going to, Dan's creating moving graphics that we'll be able to show in the text of the company. We're trying to, I shouldn't say we're going to, but we're trying to isolate some of the movements so that we can show them in slow motion. It's going to be a phenomenal course. And as I watched that, one thing he did, he picked up Dangerous Duck. Now, Dangerous, when I use Dangerous, I set him down on a stand, and he sits. His feet are in front of him. Right. He just sits there, and he kind of moves all around, but he's, stationary in that. Yes, and I do that because I'm lazy, and I like to set my elbow down.
Hey, your arm gets tired after a little while.
But I like to have my arm positioned and anchored, and Dan is, he's everywhere. His shoulder, his elbow, his wrist, the whole 9 yards, everything's moving. And but he picked up Dangerous, and he said, can I use him and just try something with him? So he tried a little piece with him, and then he attached the arm rods to the wings. And all of a sudden, Dangerous, now it had a different personality. The voice wasn't that far off, actually. I was kind of surprised by that. But it wasn't, obviously it wasn't the same, but the voice came out a lot more passive with Dan. He was more apprehensive a character. But with the arm rods, it just created a new life in that puppet. He had him standing up. He had him moving in ways I'd never seen that puppet move. And it made me go, maybe I ought to pick that up, and maybe I ought to do that. The biggest thing right now, though, is that between Dan's schedule and my schedule, we haven't been able to complete this course. Our original goal was to have it out in December of 2014. That didn't happen. And so far, I think I'm edited up through 23 videos, and I think Dan is up through lesson 7 with his text and graphics. So we got a ways to go on this thing yet, but it's going to be awesome when it's released. And I guarantee anybody who wants to learn that, the manipulation, this is going to be an amazing resource.
Well, that's extremely exciting to me. I would love to do that. That would be a blast. Because I want to start doing some children's work and stuff, and maybe doing some soft puppets, and that would be perfect. Just perfect.